Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Chemical Angel and we're going to be reacting to Sylus's Innocent Birdcage. So this is the next one from the Catch 22 banner. We're going to check it out. It says, how many identities does Sylus, the man who took me in, truly have? I'm assuming a lot. I wonder how this is going to play out for him since he seems the most craziest in this out of the five, but I don't know. So let's see what's going to be happening. Many years ago, a radioactive leak contaminated many citizens in Lincoln City. It transformed them into predators. These individuals have an increased tendency for violence. As the predator population grew, the crime rate soared year after year. The lives of the innocent became as fleeting as autumn leaves. This city, filled with corrupt officials and intricate power struggles, become as fragile as an egg on the edge of a cliff over time. Many have pinned their hopes for salvation on the upcoming mayoral election. Among the candidates, a young contender has a major lead in the polls. They promise to deal with the predator crisis. However, this candidate only recently escaped an assassination attempt by Tartarus, who's an SOSS class predator.
It's been a little over a week since the arrest, and your department already sent in 3 or 4 people. I heard about you. You handled a few predator-related cases over the years. But I'd be careful if I were you. Everyone knows the reputation of the guy who leads Night Strix.
Which is Sylus. Night Strix is a gang that has risen to power in Lincoln's Southern District in recent years. They have connections to almost everything. From weapons to intel to various contraband, even satellite hacking, Night Strix can provide anything so long as the price is right. The chatty guard finally comes to a stop in front of our cell. Our short walk has ended. Thank you, sir. I can take it from here. The guard sheepishly retreats. I head deeper into the corridor.
Special access verified. Please enter.
Is he arrested right now? The mayoral election has various factions on edge. The Lincoln City Bureau of Investigation, or LCBI, is determined to capture Tartarus and prevent more incidents from occurring. Information about Tartarus is very limited, but a credible source suggests that the leader of Night Strix might have some leads. Isn't Tartarus also Sylus though? I guess because they did say he has different identities in this, so that maybe that's what it is. So I think we know that that's the same person though, but they don't. Consequently, the LCBI managed to find a charge serious enough to justify incarcerating this gang leader. His movements are basically restricted. The deal is simple. He gets his freedom in exchange for information related to Tartarus. But true to the guard's words, my colleagues left empty-handed. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been suddenly assigned to take over the case today. I wasn't even given the chance to review the file on the leader of Night Strix. Oh my god, he's humming! He's just humming so much now in most of these cars recently. Inside it is the leader of Night Strix. His back is turned to me, but he exudes a nonchalant air. That voice sounds familiar. Oof. Wait, do you see this man? Ooh.
Oh, the LCBI sent a new face.
Oh my god, look at him. Oh my god. Sylus? Why does he look so
Long
good here?
time no see.
Oof, this and the lighting and everything. Oof, man, this is good. I take a step forward, unable to believe my eyes. His fate has been unknown for years, yet here he is in the flesh. You're the leader of Night Strix? Are you okay? Years ago, this person who has been a constant presence in my life vanished without a trace overnight. I can't believe we're seeing each other again like this. I'm shocked. As my heart races, a flood of questions rushes to the forefront of my mind. I thought you...
This is how you greet your suspects, Miss Enforcer?
The word enforcer brings me back to reality. This music, though. Aware that this isn't a place of reunions, I push the shock of meeting Sylus again to the back of my mind. I brace myself. I'm here on behalf of the LCBI. I hope you'll be willing to assist me with my work. Ugh, he looks so good. Can you tell us anything about Tartarus, the triple S class predator?
Having information and choosing to share it are two different things.
He glances at the badge on my chest.
Special Enforcer. You look good in that uniform.
Thanks. Even behind bars, you have quite the commanding presence.
I thought you'd say you missed me after all this time. Or that you were worried about me, at least.
Distant memories stir, and I move closer to the iron bars that separates us. I whisper to him, Sylus, I really was worried about you. Sylus' index finger passes the bars of the cage. Slowly, he purposely straightens my enforcer badge.
Was it to the point where you'd clean out the safe?
I first met Sylus during a predator attack years ago. Back then, I wasn't an enforcer in the Northern District. I was just a kid struggling to survive on the streets in the Southern District. I wasn't alone. In this chaotic, dangerous area of the city, there was others like me. One day, we'd be fighting tooth and nail over a piece of bread from a trash can, and the next day, we could all die at the hands of the predators. Oh, flashback time. Years ago, Southern District.
Run! Get out of here! Somebody help!
Chaos erupted all around me. The howls of the predators intermingled with the screams of the crowd. The cacophony threatening to burst my eardrums. Blood trickled from the bright wound right above my collarbone as I stumbled into the abandoned pharmacy on the deserted street. It hurts. A burst of intense gunfire resounded in the distance. A few seconds passed before a tall figure with a gun entered the pharmacy. The man grabbed a bottle of antiseptic from the shelf next to me, unscrewed the cap, and poured it over his wound. Oh, okay. Okay, we just get a back shot. Oh my god. He hastily bandaged it and turned to leave. He didn't even glance at me throughout the entire process. In times like these, staying alive was considered a victory. No one had the luxury to worry about others. My vision blurred from the blood loss, but my survival instinct kicked in. With the last bit of my strength, I grabbed his clothes. Take me with you.
Let go of me.
You have a gunshot wound. You got that while being chased, right? If you leave me here, I might accidentally tell people your whereabouts. Oh god. Before I can finish my sentence, I feel the cold barrel of a gun against my forehead.
It'd be easier to solve the problem like this, don't you think?
If you take me with you, I promise I won't slow you down.
You little... when I find you, I'll skin you alive!
They're here. As the cries of the predators resounded once more, I touched the bite wound above my collarbone. He seemed to have noticed it as well.
Calm down. You won't become a predator.
He poured what was left of the antiseptic onto my wound. Pain washed over me, but as I looked up to me his cold gaze, I forced myself to hold back my tears.
If you want to come with me, dry those tears first.
Sylus was an assassin. He was as lethal as he is notorious. And as he said, I didn't turn into a monster. I sometimes wonder if that is why Sylus saved me. He said my immunity would be a secret. No one else was discovered to be immune, and I didn't want to end up as someone's lab rat in their quest for a cure. After I recovered, Sylus handed me off, a homeless teen, to Wolf. Wolf was his contact. From that moment on, Sylus was a constant present in my life. Sometimes he stops by to do business, other times I deliver modified weapons to him on Wolf's behalf. I noticed that aside from his usual job, Sylus occasionally disappeared for a while. When he showed up again, he'd be injured. I couldn't help but wonder what kind of opponent was powerful enough to injure the most feared assassin in the Southern District. Yep, years later. Okay, this is still a flashback. Sylus disappeared again. A few days earlier, Wolf left for a delivery. We quickly lost contact with each other. From the second floor, I peered through the gaps in the curtain. I kept an eye on the watchers who showed up a couple days ago. They lurked in the shadows, and their intentions weren't obvious. Night fell, and the sudden downpour engulfed the city. Only flashes of lightning pierced the darkness. Sleep eluded me as I tossed and turned. A sense of foreboding encouraged me to reach for the revolver under my pillow. I borrowed it from Sylus without asking after I ran an errand for him. Someone's here. I quickly jumped inside the wardrobe. Even after all the intense situations I experienced over the years, my palms still felt clammy as I held the gun.
Sylus isn't here. Grab the girl. Use her to negotiate. She can't be his family, can she?
Oh God.
Fools.
The commotion outside quickly disappeared. A few seconds passed, and then the wardrobe door was yanked open. Sylus towered over me. His shadow stretched across the wall behind him like the legs of a spider.
Get out.
It's you. I quietly let out a sigh of relief, lowering my gun. I thought Wolf's enemies wanted revenge.
They didn't find this place, but they did find Wolf.
Then he's...
He won't be coming back.
I see. I can't say I'm too surprised. No one was guaranteed to see this tomorrow, but even though I acknowledged this harsh reality, I felt a lump form in my throat. Sylus gently tugged at my hand that was still holding the gun. He pulled me out of the wardrobe.
Why didn't you shoot?
If I did, you'd be with Wolf right now. Not wanting him to see me as indecisive or a burden, I sniffled and changed the subject. Am I in charge of this place now? You'll still accept jobs here, right? I was worried that Sylus might start visiting this place since his old contact was gone. The strong cast aside the weak, don't they?
Do you want to be my contact?
Suddenly he grabbed the gun and pressed it against his chest. Without hesitation, he did the same thing in this main story. He's doing it again here. Why? Oh my god. Blood rushed to my head and my temples throbbed, but it took me a few moments to realize that the gun was loaded. Are you insane? You're lucky that it didn't have any bullets.
You think I got lucky?
Sylus slipped his finger through the trigger guard and handed me the gun. It was like he returned a toy. I hastily opened the cylinder. It was empty. How did you know?
It's the weight.
Sylus produced a bullet from one of his pockets. I didn't know where he got it from. He loaded it into the chamber in the blink of an eye.
If you don't want to end up like Wolf, never hesitate when you shoot.
The gun in my hand felt heavier all of a sudden. Whether it was because of the bullet or something else, I wasn't sure. At midnight, another group of watchers closed in on us. When Sylus emerged from Wolf's dilapidated house, the rain washed away the blood from his hands. Were they also your enemies? He opened the car door and glanced at me as I was in the back seat. He didn't answer my question.
I got a call a few days ago. They said someone had taken out a massive insurance policy with my name, and the beneficiary is...
He rubbed the bridge of his nose.
Well, we have to move now thanks to you.
I ignored the sarcasm in his tone and focused on his word choice. He said we this time. Oh, because now it's us together. We're in it together. After that night, I became Sylus's new contact. We continued to live on the edge for years. With what I learned from Sylus, I gradually became capable of handling missions beyond intel gathering. I could do them myself. But the city sank deeper into chaos and corruption. I witnessed too many innocent people get hurt, and I felt powerless. Lincoln had truly become a city of sin. Like Sin City. Sometimes I was jolted out of bed because I had nightmares about being attacked. Then I hear the wailing police sirens or the muffled pops of gunshots. That was when I would go downstairs barefoot and into the living room. Sylus would usually be on the couch performing gun maintenance. I sat next to him and turned on the TV, and before I knew it, I drifted off to sleep. Just the sight of a silhouette was enough to lull me into a peaceful slumber. Aww. Well, you know, I would assume like she knows that she's safe because he's still there. Like, if anything happens, he will probably take care of it. Over the years, countless enemies chased after us. Sylus and I moved many times. We hadn't finished unpacking at this new place, but neither Sylus nor I was in a rush. It had become the norm for us to move at a moment's notice.
Recently, there have been multiple disappearances in our city. The authorities would like to remind everyone to be careful around suspicious individuals when outside.
Sylus was in front of the cabinet picking out his equipment for today's mission. You can catch a straight bullet by just sitting at home. You don't even need to go out.
Catch.
He tossed me a newly modified gun. Can you finish your mission early today?
What? Do you need me to attend a guardian teacher conference?
I'm an adult, thank you very much. There would never be a guardian teacher conference. A new movie is premiering tonight. I want to see it.
Expired invitation?
Did he sneak off and go to the theater? If he needs to busy himself, he can always accept some lower paying jobs.
It's dark and quiet in the theater. Perfect for taking out a target. How convenient.
Like, that's not what we were thinking, but okay. I rejected the low-paying job offer and set my phone down. The cost of tonight's movie tickets can be taken out of my cuff today. My treat.
You're very generous.
He selected a few pieces of suitable gear and finished his preparations. He was about to head out. By the way, it's time for our 6-month income settlement. My share...
I'll deposit it for you, and I won't touch it.
Sylus, you do know a lot of parents say that to trick their kids, right?
Didn't you say you were an adult earlier?
And here I thought you had trouble hearing things.
We urge all citizens to come forward with any information.
Annoyed, I turned down the TV's volume. We should get going, and you're not allowed to stand me up tonight. Otherwise, I'll find a way to use up all of your retirement savings.
You're so ruthless.
Sylus turned to leave, and the lingering sound of his voice was more distant than the door closing.
See you at the theater.
I heard countless piercing sirens echoing from the other side of the city that night. I couldn't tell if it was in my nightmare or Lincoln. Early the next morning, the news report about a massive explosion at an abandoned chemical plant in the suburbs from the previous night was being broadcast on every street corner. Sylus never came back either. Did he leave me? Or maybe someone erased him from the city? When I could only speculate, wait, and search, those suspicious, dangerous figures reappeared around me. I refused to sit back and do nothing. I moved to the Northern District and hid my identity to become an enforcer. With the resources this position provided, I might have a better shot at finding Sylus. But I soon realized the Northern District wasn't a paradise. People were more complex and corrupt here than where I grew up. Even as an enforcer, there was still so much I couldn't change, all because I lacked the strength. At some point, the idea of leaving the city began to take root in my mind, but just as it became more persistent, Sylus reappeared out of nowhere. Oh my god, him with some glasses. Why do you look so good? My thoughts snapped back to reality. Sylus is officially the prisoner I'm supposed to be interrogating. I clear my throat and attempt to get the conversation back on track. Look at him. Let's return to the matter at hand. The LCBI needs you to provide information about Tartarus. I keep on thinking, like, hearing Taurus, and all I can think about is Persona 3 because that's all that is for that dungeon. And I'm just thinking that'll be that game instead. The footsteps grow louder as they approach. It's the same guard from earlier. He's suddenly rushing towards us.
I just received orders from the warden. You're free to go, sir.
What? Yeah, like what?
We prepared all your personal belongings, sir. You can take them with you.
Right when we were about to like talk to him, he's all of a sudden free. It quickly dawned on me that maybe this imprisonment is part of his elaborate plan.
Thank you for the pickup service, Miss Enforcer.
Hello. Behind us, the heavy iron gate of the prison slowly creaks shut. Standing there with Sylus and breathing in the city's not so fresh air, I'm hit with an uncanny sense of deja vu. It's as if we've been transported to the past. I receive a belated message from the LCBI. Sylus has been released without charges. Apparently, he pulled some strings via unknown connections. So, was it intentional, or was I lucky to be assigned as your interrogator?
The prison gate isn't exactly the ideal spot for this conversation.
His evasive attitude is enough of an answer. It's clear he had this planned out since the beginning and kept me in the dark. Fuming, I turn on my heel and march to the parking lot. With his long strides, Sylus easily keeps up with me.
Where are you going?
I failed my mission. Obviously, I'll be heading home. And I'm clearly not important enough for this. Why don't you ask our bureau chief to escort you out of prison? Having entered the parking lot, I yanked open the car door, and before I can even react, smoothly slides to the passenger seat as if it's the most natural thing in the world. Why are you in my car? Okay.
It's been years. I thought we could catch up.
Sure. Sure. Why don't I take a quick detour to the LCBI? We can catch up there instead.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire. You don't waste time, huh?
If we're talking about predators, the most dangerous one is sitting next to me. He turns his head to give me a sidelong glance. I tighten my grip on the steering wheel and slam my foot on the accelerator.
Do you care whether or not I'm alive? Come on, we're still on the same side.
To think that he's been quietly climbing the ranks to become a leader this whole time. Meanwhile, I thought he was dead. A knot of anger tightens in my chest. Really? I must have missed the part where you still consider me one of your own.
Then let me rephrase that. You're my former ally. My ally not only cleaned out my safe, but also bought me a massive life insurance policy.
Well, damn. You're the one who vanished without a word and left me wondering if you were even alive. I had to plan out for my future somehow. But if you help me catch starters this time, I'm not greedy. Why don't we split it 50-50 like before? What do you think? After a fleeting moment of silence, Sylus' face relaxes. A familiar, nonchalant smile reappears.
Well then, the protege has now outshone her master.
Now, like, this is kind of cool, like, being, like, a mentor. Sylus is our mentor, and now it's like, oh, we're, like, obviously better, grown up, more mature, and have more skills, and it's like, oh, he's proud of us, kind of. The train rumbles past outside like an irritable monster, making my tiny apartment tremble in its wake. Steam billows from the bathroom as Sylus, looking fresh and clean, stands by the window. He glances aside briefly before turning his attention back to the room. I stand by the door and wait for him to break the silence.
The view here is pretty nice.
Yeah, the vantage point at this height is excellent. You can see every movement outside. It's a defensive stronghold, easy to defend, hard to attack, and offers a quick escape route.
I see you've retained what I taught you. But I meant to say that this place is on the outskirts of the Northern District. We're not far from the main bridge, so you can see the Southern District from here.
We can't see the place where we used to live in from this spot. I have a whirlwind of questions about the time Sylus was away, and there's so much I need to know. What happened? Why didn't you come back?
Straight to the point. I thought you'd work your way there with some small talk first.
Sylus turns and leans against the edge of the sink.
I was ambushed by Ever's lapdogs.
Ever? I didn't expect that, but it makes sense for some reason. It's surprising that anyone could successfully ambush Sylus, but if it's Ever, they could do it. This business conglomerate initially started out in biotech. Now they're an innovative group that has changed people's daily lives. Behind the scenes, Ever has been pulling the strings of City Hall for their hidden agenda. The current mayor is nothing more than a puppet. Over the years, I used my position to secretly gather a substantial amount of evidence against them. One of the crucial pieces proved that the contamination which has been plaguing Lincoln for years is Ever's doing. However, as Ever's spokesperson, the current mayor still has a chance of being re-elected. Unless I'm certain the evidence can decisively bring down Ever, I won't reveal it so easily. But when did you get on their bad side? As soon as the words left my lips, fragments of a distant memory suddenly flashed through my mind. When we first met, Sylus was already being hunted.
You can say we're old friends.
So the people who used to show up around us, they were Ever agents this whole time?
But as time passed, they added another target to their list. After years of searching, Ever finally identified a person who's immune to the predators.
Sylus wipes the condensation from the mirror, then he reaches out to open my collar. A faint scar sits above my collarbone. And the one and only...
Ever has been relentlessly looking for you. And then they discover the pesky guy who's been hanging around you is their old nemesis.
The way this is slightly paralleling like the actual main story in Love and Deepspace, this is kind of interesting. Like knowing that like Ever is actually really the bad guy here, and it seems to be the bad guy there. So it's like, this is so like interesting to see, because maybe Sylus also has ties in there, but we don't know anything fully yet because his main story branch didn't really focus on that. He just knows that they experimented in the N109 zone, and that's why it became the way it is before he took over it. So I like this. It's really cool to like think about it more, like the story wise. The greatest profit comes from when you control both the poison and its antidote. That's what Ever needs to eliminate Sylus first. The explosion at that abandoned chemical plant that shook the entire city, it was your doing, right?
Sometimes the best defense is a well-timed offense. The location happened to be Ever's most important biochemical laboratory in Lincoln.
I should have known he wouldn't just sit back and tolerate it. Avenging every grievance is more his style. However, I learned that they were conducting modification experiments there. Did Ever do something to you?
No.
Sada's expression remains unfazed, as if the infamous explosion is barely worth mentioning. If you were alive this whole time, then why didn't you come find me?
You couldn't even get a good night's sleep in the Southern District. Now you're with the LCBI. Isn't it better?
You're not me. How can you possibly know what's better for me? Sylus remains non-committal. When I realized he knows everything about my life, down to the smallest detail, the resentment I held due to his absence disappeared.
After that, I worked within Nightstrix. At times you can accomplish more in the shadows.
For what I gathered, creating and trafficking the predators is a small part of Ever's business. Apparently, those triple S-class predators are valuable assets and have control devices implanted in them. Do you think Taurus was under their control when he attacked the candidate?
You're awfully concerned about that person. Why are you so determined to catch him?
Those who don't cooperate with the LCBI shouldn't pry into an enforcer's work. His phone that's on the sink suddenly rings. Our conversation is cut short. You just got out of prison and you're already busy?
An associate is sending their regards.
Silas types a short reply before turning off his phone.
As the only person who's immune, you should worry about yourself first. Ever has never stopped looking for you.
Thanks for the heads up. I already suspect certain individuals were watching me for years, though. I adjust my shirt collar to hide my scar. Don't worry, I won't let my guard down. And once I catch Tartarus, I plan to leave Lincoln.
Then I wish you success.
As the election draws near, the number of predators in the city suddenly increases. Tension and violence permeate every corner of the city. The attacks became more frequent and intense. The LCA is in complete disarray. And since I'm unable to extract any information from Sylus for now, I have no choice but to seek intel from other sources. Today, I received a message from an informant. A nightclub in the Southern District has information about Tartarus. Chaos is the most infamous nightclub in the Southern District. It can be summed up in 2 words. Anything goes. The air is thick with various scents. Fluorescent lights dance across the crowd and paint surreal, psychedelic hues on their faces. As soon as I set foot in chaos, countless eyes lock onto me. I make my way directly to a booth at the far end of the dance floor. There sits a bearded man who flanked by several henchmen. Their bloodshot eyes and purposely bared canines leave little room for doubt. They're predators.
So, you're interested in buying information?
He doesn't bother hiding his appraisal as he looks at me from head to toe.
Listen, girl. Didn't your informant warn you? Regular folks who waltz in here don't get to leave.
Her neck looks fragile. I can break it in one bite. You've got a death wish.
Aren't you open for business? Does it really matter whose money you're taking? The hostile predators close in on me. An eerie silence instantly falls over the dance floor. Clear, deliberate footsteps resound behind me. The predators, who are about to surround me, suddenly back away. It's as if they sense an even greater danger. Is he there? On the wall, I see the reflection of a tall, looming figure getting closer and closer.
Who are you?
You're out and about at this hour? What kind of game is this?
I'm here to get intel.
And did you get it?
Not yet. My friends here aren't exactly welcoming.
Is that so?
The way you said that, oh my god. The air seems to freeze over. The overwhelming pressure emanating from Sylus is impossible to ignore. Like wild beasts submitting to a superior predator, the surrounding predators fall into a fearful silence. He just stepped up and everybody was shook. They were like, nope, we already know he's too strong, right? We already know he's too strong. Like, that's crazy. They all backed out. Like, they backed off. Wow. Silence slightly tilts his chin to gesture to the revolver at the bearded man's waist.
Since you're not in the mood for business, why don't we play a game instead? I heard that revolver of yours made a few intel seekers retire.
Then, let's play roulette.
Cautiously shifting his gaze from Sylus, he draws his revolver.
6 chambers, 3 bullets. If you win, I'll tell you what I know.
I take the gun and shake it slightly. This gun's weight. As I recall that raining night from many years ago, a familiar sensation creeps into my chest. I glance at Sylus. He makes his finger gun and gently taps his temple.
Bang.
I don't know why. I kind of want that. Let me hear it again. I don't know why I loved it, but I just did. Oh, God. Alright, we'll play. I pressed the gun against my own temple. The 3 shots happened so quickly that everyone freezes for a moment before struggling to process what just occurred. If I didn't tap that, would I just instantly, like, get shot? Like, what would happen there? Like, what? Like... I slammed the gun down on the table. You can try the remaining 3 shots, or you can tell me what Tartarus is.
I bet he doesn't have the guts to pull the trigger. 1 piece of intel for 3 lives. Now that's what I call a bargain.
You?
The bearded man grudgingly hands me an elegant car with an embedded chip.
If you have a death wish, go ahead and push your luck.
I got it.
Satisfied?
Sylus wraps his arm around my shoulders and guides me towards the exit.
Let's go. I'm taking you home.
Oh, okay. The streetlights feebly flicker as the car enters a deserted alley. Alley? I don't know why I said it weirdly like that. I'm sorry. Sylus moves his foot off the accelerator.
I see you haven't forgotten what I taught you.
I've been meaning to ask, why were you there tonight?
I was checking on my business ventures.
With the number of predators increasing, isn't doing business in the Southern Districts troublesome?
My business involves all of Lincoln.
Outside, the buildings lining the street are dark and empty as if they've been abandoned. Sylus, do you like the Southern District?
It's all right. A single bullet can buy you a lot of things here.
I understand its meaning. Bullets buy lives, and lives are traded for money. What about the Northern District?
A playground of decadence isn't bad either.
You seem to fit in wherever you go.
Where I choose to be doesn't depend on these sorts of things.
Dark, thick clouds hang in the night sky. It's going to start raining soon. With a piercing bird call, a black shape crashes into the windshield. Wait, is Mephisto's here? But not Mephisto? Sylus and I get out of the car to investigate. We find a wounded crow. He picks up the bird and gives it a quick once-over.
It's not severely injured, but it won't be flying anytime soon.
We ended up hitting it by accident. We hit the crow by accident. Let's bring it with us, Sylus.
Do I look like someone who rescues animals?
The odds of being assassinated by a bird are 0. Don't tell me you're scared. He gives me a look before unceremoniously putting the bird back in the backseat.
Never mind. It's not like this is my first rescue.
With the crow's wound treated, this little interlude comes to an end. However, Sylus shows no signs of leaving. In my bedroom, I'm on my bed. I turn over the chip I want in my hands and scrutinize everything. If I can decode it, I'll figure out what Tartarus is. The incessant pitter-patter of rain gets on my nerve. Yet it's not long before exhaustion washes over me. My eyes close on their own.
I'll rip your throat out with my teeth!
Oh god. It's their dream again, only me and the predator. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my god. In my dream, I'm caught in an endless cycle of shooting and running. Over there. The bastion of the roadside pharmacy is windows and doors shattered, but just when I think I'm safe, a chain wraps around my ankle. I stumble and fall. When I look up again, a predator's face transforms into Sylus's.
Won't you help me?
Whoa. Are you getting like a... Sylus! I was thinking like getting like a dream that's like foreshadowing like what's gonna happen. I wake up drenched in sweat, and my hand reaches under the pillow to feel for my revolver. Faint sounds drift in from outside my bedroom. Sylus is still here. Aw, look at him. The living room is shrouded in darkness. The lights are off. Barefooted, I walked over to his side and curled up on the sofa. I hug my knees to my chest. Aww.
I guess even enforcers have nightmares.
The more you see, the more you dream.
Is it because you realized one person's strength wasn't enough to save everyone?
You took me under your wing. If I had any grand ideas about saving the world, wouldn't you be the first to know about them? Santa's gaze falls on my face. A keen interest flickers in his eyes as the room becomes quiet.
So, you didn't become an enforcer to be a savior.
I joined the LCBI so I can gain access to more info and resources. That way I could find you.
That's it?
Why else would I join them? Little did I know that someone was keeping tabs on me this whole time. Those years of worrying were for nothing. Only then do I realize how tightly my nails stick into the palms of my hands. I unclench my fist.
Is the Northern District exactly how you imagined it'd be?
No, even as an enforcer, I often feel like I don't belong here. Maybe that's why I choose to live on the outskirts of the Northern District.
Then do you feel like you belong in the Southern District?
Huh? I'm taken aback. Life in the Southern District was once fraught with danger, but with Sylus there, I never considered whether or not I belonged even once. This concept suddenly dawns on me, and not wanting him to notice my realization, I avert my gaze. I haven't really thought about it before.
Whenever you had nightmares back then, I assumed you went downstairs because you wanted to escape.
I think she went downstairs. We went downstairs mostly because you were there, and we knew, like, we were safe. You're worried that I leave? You always sat there because you were worried that I might leave? Sylus doesn't answer me. Instead, he does what he always used to do. He sets aside the gun he was cleaning and turns on the TV with the remote. Oh, I got ignored. Okay. My question. Whoop, whatever. Despite learning about Tortoise's whereabouts, I withhold this information from the LCBI. Relentless attacks from the predators constantly play Lincoln. The public's demand for order grows and eventually erupts into protests, demonstrations, and strikes. The most favored candidate and his campaign team are drafting legislation to address the turmoil in Lincoln. If this bill is implemented after he wins the election, it will inevitably ruffle a lot of feathers. Meanwhile, the incompetent, incumbent mayor's approval ratings remain inexplicably high. It's clear Everett is working behind the scenes for his campaign. Man, isn't that something? Everything is fucking rigged, people. The car comes to a stop in front of an imposing high-rise building. I fish out the car and reassure myself that I arrive at the correct location. An unnatural quietness blankets the area. It's accompanied by the dim glow of a few streetlights in the distance. Looking up, I see the building loom before me. It's completely devoid of light and silently stands like a beast prowling in the darkness. Guided by the instructions on the chip, I locate a hidden elevator. As the elevator's door slides open before me, a man wearing a baseball cap hastily walks out. Caught off guard by his presence, I freeze and almost bump into him.
Sorry.
I nod at him and step away from the elevator. It's okay.
Thank you.
As he passes by, the man tugs his cap lower. In that fleeting moment, I catch only a glimpse of his partial profile. He looks familiar. Just before the elevator closes, I notice a black sedan pulling up in front of the man. The numbers on the LCD screen quickly increase. My imminent meeting with Carter compels me to push aside my lingering questions. Reading is hard, people. Sometimes I struggle. It sucks. The elevator door opens at the top floor. When I step out, I'm greeted by a single imposing closed door. It's adorned with an intricate design of a golden owl with his wings spread. Are we at the base? The Onikaina's base? This is Night Strix. Never mind, it's different now. After following these winding paths, I'm about to enter the heart of it all. I touch the handle, and the door opens with a soft click. Wow, holy. The room is shrouded in darkness. The glow of the tablet on the table provides some lighting. It's a solitary beacon in what feels like an endless void. This looks kind of cool, but... The plush carpet swallows the sound of my footsteps. As my eyes adjust, the contours of the luxurious suite appear. I move towards a computer, and the screen reveals a list of campaign contributions. Each number is a staggering sum. As for the recipient, is none other than a front-runner in the mayoral election. That man downstairs was him. I swipe through the screen as the picture starts to form with the info I've gathered. The identity of the candidate's benefactor is obvious. I hear a sound behind me. In one swift motion, I draw my gun and turn around. Tartarus? My gun is pointing at the darkness, but the person quickly grips my wrist and forces me to drop the weapon. Without missing a beat, I try to punch him and fail. My attacker can read me like an open book. A chilling realization hits me. He told me everything I knew. He twists my arm behind my back and presses his body against mine to pin me down. The cold metal bars bite into my cheek. Pain shoots across my face. Let me go, Sylus.
You said someone else's name a few minutes ago.
Tartarus and the leader of Nitrix are supporting that candidate. They're both you. Is there even a difference? Sylus loosens his grip. I turn around to face him. Why did you disguise yourself as a predator to attack the candidate you're supporting?
Take a guess.
I fall silent for a moment. Ever since Sylus and I reunited, I've been quietly piecing together what he's been up to during his absence. Sylus's motives aren't that hard to figure out once I've connected his actions and identities. You're purposely provoking public outrage. If people find out their beloved candidate was attacked by a monster created by Ever, then Ever and the current mayor will lose power. Your candidate will be able to take office. The past dealings between Nitrix and Ever must have given Sylus access to a treasure trove of incriminating evidence against them. A few days ago, someone said I became an enforcer to save Lincoln. Now the big bad wolf wants to be the silent savior of our corrupted metropolis?
I'm not interested in things like that. I'm just giving Ever a taste of their own medicine.
This is typical of Sylus. The turn of events I've experienced might not be too bad. Sylus rubs his temple and pretends to be concerned.
To think my protege had lofty ambitions. When you forge alliances, you sometimes need to make compromises.
What happens when your interests no longer align with your allies?
That's never been a problem. After all, there are always more solutions than problems. Yet you're visiting an SSS-class predator all by yourself. You're quite the daredevil.
You know I'm immune.
Yes, but you can still bleed. And die.
The back of his hand brushes against my neck.
All it would take is one bite. Right here.
I step back and a beam of light pierces through the darkness of the room. It illuminates us from behind. When I turn around, I realize he had pinned me against an enormous metal birdcage. Inside it are large chains, empty syringes, and muzzles lie scattered around the floor. When I piece together their purpose, a whirlwind of emotions sweeps through me. When did you become Tartarus?
On the night our movie date fell through. I destroyed that laboratory, but I had to pay a price.
The conversation takes a somber turn, yet his tone remains noticeably nonchalant.
It's not too difficult to get suppressants on the black market, but I'd rather not give my roommate a front row seat to my nightly horror show.
In that moment, the resentment I had, the pain of knowing he was alive but he chose not to see me, dissipates. Back when I was with the LCBI, I encountered predators who were using suppressants. The more they used them, the more likely the body developed resistance. The suppressants become less effective over time, which leads to more frequent frenzies. Silence grips my shoulder and guides me closer to an enormous birdcage.
It serves as a protective measure, in a sense.
So when he's in a frenzy, I guess he keeps himself in the birdcage. Okay. Why are you showing me this? Are you implying you want me to lock you up if you go into a frenzy again? I try to keep my tone lighthearted, but deep down I'm afraid he might actually want me to do it.
What will you do after that?
I don't know. As soon as I can think of what to do with you in the birdcage, I'll act on it immediately. I might be imagining things, but Sylus' tone seems to carry a hint of anticipation. He's like, I want you to do stuff to me.
Alright then.
He suddenly spins me around and pins me against the iron bars of the birdcage.
So, do you want to see what I'm actually like when I lose my mind?
Oh my god! Oh my god! His breath caresses my ear as he nuzzles and stiffs my neck like a wild beast. My throat is exposed to his teeth, and an unusual tingling sensation wells up from deep within me. The strange feeling, tinged with fear, spreads throughout my body and transforms into unfamiliar excitement. Oh my god. Sylus. Oh my god, look at him. His slightly sharp canines graze my neck and leaves painful pinpricks. I tilt my neck awake, but Sylus immediately grips my throat. Oh my god.
See, avoiding danger is part of your survival instinct. It's just like how you want to leave Lincoln.
What if I wanted to leave Lincoln because I thought you weren't here?
Well, I'm here right now, aren't I? Tartarus and Sylus are in your hands.
Oh my god, him whispering that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Will you arrest me, Miss Enforcer?
Oh my god, Sylus, your voice needs to calm down. Sylus releases me, but I reach up to wrap my arm around his neck. My fingers touch his lips. I gently brush the pad of my thumb against his canine teeth and shake my head. No. Some thoughts linger in our hearts for years without being resolved, yet a decision can sometimes be made in an instant. With Sylus by my side, some things aren't out of reach. After years of gathering evidence against Ever, it finally found its purpose. I organized everything and sent it to the office of that mayoral candidate. Soon after, Tartarus reappeared at a street rally. While trying to save someone, he attacked me and I was hospitalized after. Undoubtedly, the news headline, Brave Enforcer Saves Innocent Civilians from Triple S-Class Predator, will be on the front page. On the day I was admitted to the hospital, my identity as an immune individual was also exposed. The media soon created a new headline, Only an immune individual in the world donates blood for cure research. Okay, we're in the hospital now. I just changed out of my hospital gown when I heard the door open behind me. Why are you here?
To visit the wounded, of course.
You didn't even bring flowers. That wasn't very thoughtful of you.
I brought this.
He pulls out 2 movie tickets from his pocket. They're for a late night showing at a drive-in theater. The Last Duo. I couldn't help but give a wry smile. Seriously? You chose this one?
If I'm not mistaken, you haven't been to a movie theater in a while. And it's the only movie playing right now, just so you know.
Okay, it's just reminding me of expired invitation.
Let's not let that title become our reality again.
Aww. Sylus watches as I meticulously tuck the movie tickets into my pocket.
Ever is about to make their move. Are you ready?
Yeah. Since I proposed this plan to escalate things, I've been ready. My plan was for Sylus to attack me under the guise of Tartarus, then I'll reveal my identity as an immune individual in front of everyone. Everyone would never let someone like me donate blood, so they either acquire my blood or destroy it completely. Now, if we get the headlines to be something about Ever planning to kill an immune individual capable of resolving the chaos in Lincoln City...
Fire! Everyone get out! Run quickly!
They're right on schedule.
A cacophony of sounds reverberates through the hospital. Enveloped in thick smoke, people frantically flee for their lives. Outside, pandemonium erupts. We'll lead them to the rooftop. Wow, lots of action. The wind on the hospital rooftop howls, yet it fails to match the chorus of agonized screams below. But these weren't the cries of the predators. The attackers were Ever's assassins. Their objective and target are obvious. They hear from me, who's immune.
Pathetic.
Years may have passed, but Sylus and I still move in perfect sync. As the piercing wail of police sirens grows closer, we defeated the last assassin. Used cartridges clang onto the ground as I put away my weapon. The police will clean up this mess. Sylus, we're clear. Let's move. The metallic tang of blood hangs heavy in the air. Sylus looks up and wipes away the streak of red on his cheek with the back of his hand. His eyes shine with a dangerous light. Oh my god.
Even though we can't kill you or him, both of you
Oh my god.
rot in hell.
Oh my god. With his last breath filled with hate, the assassin violently crushes a small glass vial in his clenched fist. A faint, peculiar fragrance mixes with the metallic scent of his blood and wafts towards me. This scent is too familiar. Oh, like the frenzy. The LCBI sees numerous vials like it during the raids on illegal business deals, but among the predators, it had a chillingly straightforward name, the Frenzy Enhancer. Oh no! Yeah, okay, so he affected, like Sylus got affected by it. I rushed Sylus back to the HQ of Nitrix as fast as possible. Deep within the room, an reinforced cage is ready, silent. It waits to fulfill its role in containing the beast that's about to be released. Oh my god. Sylus' increase in body temperature and ragged breathing indicates he's about to go into a frenzy. Oh! Oh my god, oh my god. I got to restrain him now. Oh my god. Whew. Sylus' thrashings become so violent that I can only put the muzzle on him and chain one of his legs. Then I have no choice but to scramble out of the cage. Oh! Oh! Oh my god.
Won't you help me?
Oh my god, look at him. Why are we gonna go in if we know he was already... Okay. Oh, I'm not gonna just watch you turn into a monster. Oh man, why does it look so bad? Oh my god.
Is it thrilling to have me at your mercy? You better act now, before I bite down on your throat.
Bye.
You scared?
I don't know.
Your idea of help is heartwarming.
Oh my, look at this. Yo, look at him. Oh my god, his body. Bro. Oh my god. When you approach your prey, you must ensure your own safety first. You taught me this.
Prey? Didn't I teach you to be wary of people who retaliate no matter what? Do you like it?
Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Does the Raptorito over here?
Initiating full body scan.
Oh my! We just touched his back? Oh my god.
warned you before about the consequences of provocations.
Oh my god.
Do you think I'm putty in your hands?
Oh my god. Oh! Ow! There's no way we can. Oh my god. This. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god.
Don't press it.
Oh my god.
That feels good.
Oh my god. Look at him. Oh my god. I found it. Oh, it's on his eye. I think that's what it said.
How did it feel to watch me
The wings!
from outside the cage?
Oh my god. Oh, he's so like rough. Oh my. What are we doing? I thought it looked like we kissed his eye or
If I
something.
really turned into a monster, what would you have done?
I locked you in this cage and walked away.
Impossible.
Oh my god, that looks. That looks so cute. The one in that moment looks so sweet. Holy shit. Oh my god. News spread throughout the city of the major collusion with Ever. For the sake of winning the election, assassins were hired to kill the immune individual. The massive public outcry caused by this incident allowed that baseball cap candidate to be elected with a majority. Subsequently, with the disclosure of a large amount of compelling evidence from anonymous sources, Ever's crimes were exposed to the public. At last, the ones who lurked in the dark to manipulate Lincoln were brought to justice. The new city council introduced legislation for the treatment and management of the predators. With the development of the solution underway, this legislation would be an achievable goal in the near future. With his deep-rooted problem resolved, Lincoln will change for the better. Wow. Aww. In the vast expense of the drive-in theater, only Sylus' car is present. At least we get our movie date. Sweet aroma of popcorn fills the confined space of the car. I steal a glance at Sylus.
You've been peeping at me for the entire evening. Not interested in the movie?
It's not that. I was thinking about how Lincoln is celebrating the new mayor taking office today. Are we the only ones who decided to watch a movie tonight? I turn my head towards the screen and reach out for some popcorn. Our fingertips touch before they quickly move away. I notice how Sylus is looking at me out of the corner of my eye. Why are you... It looks like you're not paying attention to the movie either. He turned his body to the side. One hand rests on the steering wheel as he faces me, and his gaze doesn't falter.
I wonder if you ever noticed. Whenever you wanted me to do something, even as a little squirt, you always beat around the bush first.
I clear my throat and pull out a long jetpack feather. It's not much. I just prepared a small gift. Oh, look at him. Sylus twirls the feather between his fingers. He carefully examines it from every angle.
Did the bird we saved give it to you?
Yeah,
It's fond of you, I guess.
but I think it'd be better if I gave the feather to you. After all, someone saved me before.
Do you know what it means when a bird gives you a feather?
I flash a mischievous grin at him. Do you?
I know exactly what it means, which is why I'm accepting this.
As if on cue, the movie credits music begins to play. We turn our attention to the screen. With reckless abandon, the main characters floor it and speed off to an endless highway. I thought like we were gonna get a kiss right there. That didn't happen, but that was good. That was good. He's so like gruff and feral in his Kindle. It looks freaking nuts. Alright. I don't know how this bad ending is gonna go. I'm a little worried about it. But I'm gonna be doing it. End game terrors. So we're just gonna start right here. Whoa, the way he... Wow.
You taste delicious. Come, just a little more.
Oh my god. The way he bites, like, holy.
That look in your eyes riles me up.
Oh my god. What the f... Wow.
Is it thrilling to have me at your mercy? Is it
Yeah, I
thrilling
think
to have
Sylus is
me
like
at your
really,
mercy?
like, crazy in this. Like, he's the one that shows it off the most.
You scared? Your idea of help is heartwarming. Pray?
Man, the fact that we get to look at his body like this is crazy. Alright, now we ask this to do still.
Initiating full body scan of the target.
Mm-hmm. Let's rub Sylus is back. Woo! Look at his face! Oh my god, yo. His facial expressions is everything in this Kindle. Man.
That feels good. Don't press it.
Mm-hmm. I found it's connected to his right eye.
How did it
The
feel
way he's
to watch
holding
me
us.
from outside the cage?
Okay. Alright, we gotta leave it. We're gonna leave it. The laugh!
Now you'll never fly away, my little bird.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Darkness has a way of freezing time. When I finally came to my senses, I didn't know how long I was out. The metallic scent of blood fills my nostrils. Several parts of my body are throbbing in pain. I touch them only to find my hand coated in something sticky. I'm still alive. The will to live is overwhelming, powerful enough to conquer everything else. As my vision slowly returns, I become aware of heavy breathing nearby. I can see a figure in the corner of the birdcage. The person who saved me years ago has been transformed into an artificial monster. Sylus. A pair of hands once again clamped tightly around my throat in response. Oh my god, is he like... Oh my god. Let go of me, Sylus. The air in my lungs is rapidly vanishing. His eyes, a few centimeters from my eyes, no longer carry the shadow of a person I once knew. Wow! Are you... What is happening? My fingers suddenly brushed against something cold and hard. My revolver has been my favorite companion for many years. Its presence is a reminder that I still have one final option. Are we actually... What? After I locked the cage, I staggered to the rooftop. I see the overcast sky, thunder rumbles within dark clouds. It all seems so heavy. I can't scream, let alone breathe. A howling wind blows a tattered newspaper to our feet. The headlines announce the assassination of the mayoral candidate. My throat burns with a searing pain. I'm reminded of that stormy night.
Never hesitate when you shoot.
Oh my god, we actually... Birds fall from the sky and their cries pierce the air as the city lies in ruins. This place would never see another dawn. Did we just like actually like... Oh, we actually like... Oh, I'm not liking that. I don't like... He was so frenzied that he was actually trying to... I'm gonna have to say the word. He actually tried to kill us, and in retaliation, we had to kill him. I'm so like shocked that we actually seemingly had to off him because he was trying to get us. Like, wow, that's so... Oh wow, this was really good. I'm surprised at how this story went. I thought it was really good. Wow, I'm trying to like think about it because I'm actually surprised that and they took the way they did. Like, I didn't think like it would turn to him trying to get like actually hurting us, like we were about to die, and we had it to do that to him. Like, I'm actually surprised. But overall, the story was cool. Like I said, it kind of parallels the main story with the whole Ever situation, which I think is really cool. Especially since I think it's been hinted at that in this parallel universe, Sylus was experimented on by Ever. And I'm not too sure if that's actually what happened in the main story, but there's no information on that, or why he even has a ether core in the main story, but maybe we get to see it eventually. We need more Sylus content. That's what's gonna need to be done at this point. But yeah, the story was really cool. I enjoyed it. The Kindle was great. I feel like his facial expressions are like so good in the Kindle. Like, he's really like crazy in this. Like, I just really liked it. The fact that he bit his ear, our ear, and then pushes down roughly. Even the banding where he chained us up. Like, okay. And then the good when he like put his forehead on ours, like the way he was really sweet about it. Oh, I thought that was really like it was such a cute moment, right after the whole frenzy like ended for him. Like, I thought it was a really cute moment, and the ending for that as well, where they were in the movie theater. You know, her giving her Sylus a bird feather to symbolize something for them together, and I think they're finally, you know, there's implication that they want something more for them, each other, but I don't know if that will happen or not. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good story, and I hope you guys enjoyed this too. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. What did you guys think of the story? Did you like the Sylus Kindle and everything in this? That's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.